We're back with get to the orange door. We can do more of this. Let's see. What do we pick? Coin flip? Just go with the traditional coin flip? Sure. AGL. That's an interesting start. Not the best, but it's kind of funny. A little gimmicky. A little quirky. Damn. I already used my second jump. Okay, so what's in the shop? What can we take with us? What is this? Assault rifle, revolver, rocket launcher. Don't really want any of those. I think I have said this before, but honestly, I would really like it if the game had some sort of menu where it told you what your gun did. I feel like I opened a menu that told me what the gun did, but like as soon after I said that in one of the last streams. Is it this one? No, I think it was just I think I was probably talking about rearranging your inventory, which it then turns out you could do after I asked, was like, hey, I wish I could do this because I'm a dummy. But yeah, some sort of menu to bring up what the blue and orange modes do on every weapon. I know it makes this, it turns this from projectile into hit scan. Or not. I guess not. Weird. Ah! I'm gonna fall. This is like a non-hit scan sniper rifle, pretty much. It's got a lot of bullet magnetism as well, a lot more than I thought. Ow, my face is really hurting. Oops, I forgot about I have stim apparently. I didn't even notice. Bolt action, ammo pack. I do need another gun, but I'm not sure what to take. I guess we'll go and have a look over here. I don't really want the bolt action personally. Stim. Double action, double barrel. Laser cannon? I guess we could maybe buy the laser cannon. We can go with just the random gun thing for now. Pistol. Well, I mean, that's actually quite nice. It's a shame this pistol is getting kind of redone. I say a shame, but honestly, the new pistol is looking really nice. I have been keeping up to tabs with the game's development. Since I'm in the Discord, I also just like look at all the notifications and stuff and see what they're adding. And this pistol is getting replaced in the next update. It's getting completely replaced with an entirely new pistol. But the new pistol looks really damn good. Looks really fun. There's always like a double action here, isn't there? Double barrel? Let's say double action. Why am I saying double action? It's a double barrel. Thankfully, we got some ammo from that, which is nice. Yeah, the pistol is getting replaced, Stinky. The pistol's getting replaced in the next update. So, sad. This pistol will be missed. Oh, instant kill. Oh, not instant kill. Apparently the amount of enemies on screen is also going to be significantly reduced. and all the enemies are going to be increased in size, so they're going to be a lot more readable. Personally, I haven't really found a replaced with what? A new pistol, completely new one. So there's just going to be a completely different pistol in the next update. Which is cool. I mean, so far, again, the new pistol is looking way better than this one. Like, really stylistic, really kind of flashy. He flips it when you swap to it. It looks really nice. I still think this pistol is actually really nice in general. But yeah, the new one is looking mighty beefy. The developer said that they're actually having troubles, or they're actually having a problem with the weapons sandbox, where they don't know, excuse me, frog in my throat. Yeah, but they don't know where to put the heavy pistol. And they think they're just gonna remove it. Which is sad, you know, the heavy pistol is the Deagle. Because they made the base starter pistol. Oh, hang on, let me change where chat is. But they made the base starter pistol do a lot more damage. And since the revolver also exists, they're like, well, the Deagle heavy pistol doesn't really have a place. Is it going to be just like just a style, or is a new pistol going to actually do anything new or will it be stronger? It's going to be stronger. It's going to be way stronger, so it's going to kill things in like 2 hits as opposed to just a couple, or like a couple dozen. A lot more reliable. Man, I'm having lots of ammo troubles this run. Maybe it's just like the curse of starting with the AGL. You don't build up a lot of ammo for other weapons, or for more usable ammo types. They're also adding in like an introduction cutscene or whatever. And it's really cool because it looks like the scene from Halo ODST, the intro to ODST, where you're jumping down in a drop pod. And it does look really damn cool. Although they said that they wanted to expand this update, the current update that the game is in, more than just moving on to the next one. So like the name of the next update was going to be the Dark Down Under, but they said that they didn't know if they wanted to actually go ahead and start working on that, as opposed to just doing like a second Sticks and Stones update, or just, you know, adding more stuff to that one. And I'm not too sure. I think actually it's probably a good thing that they're kind of working on polishing this update, because this update is really rough, I would say. Not in terms of like content or anything like that. It's rough that a lot of the things seem broken. Like, you know, getting a power weapon, you can only get one power weapon, and if you go into the power weapon room for a second time, you get soft locked, etc. Not to mention, the new level is like really, really bad performance-wise. Every other level is completely fine, but then, you know, the new level just completely shits on frames. So most of the new stuff they added came with some sort of caveat, and like then the new balance changes. I say new, but the balance changes that came with the Sticks and Stones update were also a little rough, because they made explosives like really bad. And I mean really bad. Explosives are kind of short of being useless, to be honest. Yeah, apparently this heavy pistol right here this is going to be removed at some point, maybe. Personally, I think there is a place for it. I was saying, I stayed so in the Discord. I voiced my opinion. I was like, hey, I think that the heavy pistol could have a spot in the sandbox. Wow, I'm already out of ammo for it. I'm completely out of ammo. I got a decent chunk of ammo. I guess we'll... Oh, wow, the heavy pistol uses the same round as the normal pistol? That's kind of, not good, I'd say. I don't think they should use the same round. Yeah, I think that the heavy pistol does have like a spot in the sandbox for this game. Especially if you did something like focus more on the revolver being the fanning mode. Make it maybe a bit like McCree's revolver from Overwatch, where, you know, pressing a single it's like super duper accurate, like pinpoint accurate at long ranges. But if you press right click, you then unload the entire cylinder. You know, just bang, 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 bang. And then you, what you would do is, with like the heavy pistol, then you can make it super accurate and super powerful at longer ranges. Deadeye. Yeah. Like, kind of lean in more to that cowboy fantasy with the revolver. And then, you know, just make the deagle just kind of like the Counter-Strike deagle. Super accurate, low, high power, but not very sustainable. And then boom, you got your place in the sandbox for this for the heavy pistol. I think it's mostly because the revolver kind of swallows up the heavy pistol's roll too much. Which is okay. I mean, I think it works in this current update, but if they said that since they're changing the base pistol quite a lot, that it isn't going to work in the next update, you know? Works now, but doesn't really work in the next one. This game does have quite a lot of guns I would say are kind of useless, or not useless, but like they get overshadowed by something else. For example, the burst carbine is really damn good. I actually think the burst carbine is really good, but at the same time, I kind of would rather have just a normal carbine, the SCAR. I would rather just have the SCAR, or even better, I would rather just have the assault rifle. Personally speaking. Ah, I'm getting fucking domed. The game is certainly going in a direction I wasn't really expecting it to go in terms of development. It's interesting. I was expecting it to just kind of continue doing what it's doing now. But considering things seem to be changing up quite a lot in the next update, I am curious to know how that's going to go. Because the last time actually, no, I was going to say the last time that happened, the game wasn't as... What was that? Jeez. Was that group chat messages? Yeah, I was going to say the last time that they, the developer changed a whole bunch of stuff, it didn't work out so well, but that's not true. The excessively late update changed a ton of stuff for this game. For the better. No. Let's see, there's usually the key is down here somewhere. Gimme? What? How did I die? Wait, I didn't even pick up the key. Give it to me. Okay, I guess I'll just click through the geometry. Fine enough. Stinky, I also have no weapon. There we go. Oh, the sniper ambush isn't even done yet. There we go. I wouldn't say I'm getting bored of this game, because I feel like I am like a bit fatigued on it. But honestly, I just don't really know what else to play. It is fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. Or that I wish I was playing something else. Playing more of this game is always nice. Why is my weapon consistently disappearing and then I can't choose it anymore? I am surprised how buggy this update is, though. I am worried for like the game seemingly getting made like super difficult again, because in my opinion, I already think the game is like pretty difficult by itself. I've seen a lot of people in like reviews and stuff who were mentioning like, hey, the game is like really difficult, but it's fun. And I'm worried that if the difficulty gets bumped anymore, then you never know, that might just... Why is my weapon disappearing? That's never happened before. Like, this consistently. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in the reviews being like, hey, this game is really difficult. But it's really fun, so, you know, kind of gets a pass. And I think, like, the game being made more difficult might sour the experience a little bit. Especially considering most of the, or a lot of the projectiles are becoming, what's it called? Track now. Like, they'll actually home in on you. And, you know, I only have so many dashes, I can't exactly... What's it called? I can't exactly dodge all of them. But the quantity of enemies is being reduced as well, so that should hopefully kind of even that out a little bit. So you're not just like getting completely swarmed by like 4 bajillion bullets. You know what I still haven't yet to play, and I keep saying I'm gonna play it. I keep thinking about playing it. But it's Deltarune Chapter 2. I'm kind of skirting the line a little bit because I know, like on my Twitter, I'm seeing a lot of like, Deltarune 2 spoilers, don't look if you haven't played it, and like, damn, I want to look, but I can't. And I should probably just like get it over with and play the game already. Not that it lasts that long. For example, the first Deltarune chapter only lasted 3 hours or so. It was a good damn 3 hours, but you know. I'm also, I've completely forgotten what happened in Deltarune, the first chapter. So I'm worried I might end up like not knowing what the fuck is going on. Maybe I should look up like a TLDR, like what happened in Deltarune Part 1. I'm sure there's plenty of videos that have that. George, birthday party? Oh, freaking epic. Let me just take a drink. Very kind of groggy. I don't know why. Crack open a can. No inspect animations? Well, and you tell me you're a shooter game that released in 2021 and you don't have inspect animations? Wow. The sky is falling. Shrine at the Summit activated. Geeter Skeeter. I've actually been playing a lot of Halo Infinite. Mainly the flight that came out recently. Because if you don't know, this is, well, I mean, right now the flight is closed. This is the exact time when the flight is down now. At least until the end of the week. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of the flight, and honestly, Halo Infinite is just so damn fun. It is, it's so good. The training mode that they put in where you just get to go into a multiplayer map and have like a bunch of bots fight. You know, you fight a bunch of bots and stuff like that with any weapon you want, infinite ammo, infinite health, etc. It's super fun, and that's something I'm surprised that hasn't been done before because it is honestly that good. My only problem with it is I kind of wish it was multiplayer. Like you could go into training mode with friends. Because I feel like that if that's not possible in the full game, I feel like that's a massive missed opportunity. Because it's effectively multiplayer firefight. And that would solve my problems of not having some sort of PvE mode. Halo Reach is so good because it has firefight. If you get sick of like the sweaty multiplayer, you can just go into firefight and fight a bunch of Covenant for a while. But with Halo Infinite's training mode, you can just go into a multiplayer map, practice it, find all the weapon spawns, find good angles, and stuff like that. All while fighting a bunch of bots, and it's really fun. It's actually like a kind of ingenious idea. And we're slowly getting closer to the idea that I think is going to happen eventually. Maybe not with Halo, but I know that this is going to happen at some point. And I hope it happens at some point because it's kind of cool. Where I can't wait until shooter games have some sort of training mode or a replay mode, where you can actually replicate a situation that happened in one of the matches you were in, and you get to like replay it constantly so you can find new solutions. So for example, in like Halo, let's say you're in a building and like a ton of grenades are coming in and you end up dying. Imagine you have a replay system where you can then play that back in theater mode and then like click a button to say, hey, I want to take control right here and see if I can find another way out. Or see if the situation could have gone differently if I'd done something else. Kind of like how fighting games let you record player inputs. You know, you get to practice situations in fighting games. You get to record a block string, find a solution, find a way out of it, find out what moves beat what, etc. The same thing in fighting game, or the same thing in shooter games, could also still be possible, where you just have a replay and you play out that situation. And the reason I think that like Halo Infinite makes that a bit more possible now is because of the bots. Because the worst part about like trying to create some sort of replay system for a 3D game, like a first-person shooter or whatever, is that once like where do you stop the replay? Or how do you manage the replay? in a sense. If you know, I know that sounds very vague, but what I mean is, you know, if you're trying to practice getting shot at by someone, and you're like, how do I beat this person with this weapon when they killed me? How do you It's weird. It's hard trying to explain what I mean, actually. It's really hard. But, you know, the game has to make assumptions about what the players are going to do if the situation also changes. Where, sure, like, your situation might get better if you do, like, a different... I'm explaining this so fucking poorly. It's really difficult to explain, because it's like... I don't know. Maybe in that case I should just stop, instead of saying rubbish. Did I actually activate this? I did. Okay. Anyway, the reason I think it's more possible because of Halo Infinite now to have like a shooter training mode or shooter replay mode is because the bots can take over when stuff changes, is what I mean, specifically. You know, you just get plopped into a specific situation where all the positions of every player and all their weapons they have is the same, but then like you hand it over to bots to do the rest of it. And I think that could really work. That could actually be something that would work. It might not be like super duper useful, it might be a little bit like janky. Desync, that's what I'm trying to say. The replay would eventually desync when you do something different. So how do you manage that? How do you fix that problem? And I think you just fix it by like handing the control over to a bunch of bots instead. Because then the bots will just auto-compensate. They'll do what they can to do what a player would naturally do in that situation when it changes. I do think there's a lot of things that other games could take from fighting games. Not just like very vague stuff like netcode or whatever, but I think there are like a lot of design philosophies or like mechanics or things like that could be taken from fighting games and put into other games. Again, like a training replay modes. I've seen a few games use rollback netcode. A few 3D games use rollback netcode, but mainly for things that don't change once they've been launched. For example, could you imagine like a Halo game that uses rollback netcode, but only for grenades? Because once you throw a grenade, there's nothing you can do now. That grenade is gonna keep going. Or like a projectile. I've seen a VR game which uses rollback netcode, and the reason it uses it so well is because it's like, you know those game shows where you have to kind of fit through a hole in the wall? I think it's just called hole in the wall or whatever. But you have to fit through just like a silhouette, small little hole, and get your way through that. There's a VR game like that, but it's PvP and you shoot bullets. So like you're trying to shoot the opponent and like create hard angles for them to kind of move through. Yeah, just imagine that, but PvE, but you're trying to dodge bullets instead. That VR game uses rollback netcode, because once you fire a bullet, it's not going to go anywhere else. It can't, you know, change trajectory. It's always just going to go in a straight line. Which is a really smart way of using rollback netcode, and I think it could be applied to a lot of other games where you can just apply rollback netcode to a bunch of things that need to stay consistent. And then handle just the traditional netcode with Yeah, just do netcode, do the traditional netcode with a bunch of other stuff. As in, you know, like player walking, player position, etc., gunfire. Just use standard, like, delay-based or typical netcode for that. I missed! I'm a dummy! Oh, I didn't actually get it. Wow, that's a weak-ass pistol, holy shit. That is so weak, what happened? Let me just use this. Reload. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna get used. Because applying it to whole games would be, like, borderline impossible and just not worth the effort. Like, applying rollback netcode to a first-person shooter in its entirety with, like, player positions, player firing. God, it sounds like an information nightmare. The only reason rollback netcode works in fighting games is because there's a finite amount of things you can do at any given time. Since rollback netcode literally predicts the future. But saying that makes it a little bit more glamorous than it actually is, because imagining what a player is going to be doing in the next 2 frames is not that hard. I use this example a lot, but I use it because it's a really good example. But Core Gaming, I think it was called, they use an example where they just videoed their cats sleeping, and they said to their viewers, "What do you think my cats are going to do in the next frame? If you guessed sleep, then, you know, congrats, you can predict the future." But it's functionally the exact same thing that rollback netcode does. Where, you know, if you're blocking in a fighting game, chances are the next frame you're still going to be blocking. So the game just assumes that, and if it gets the guess wrong, it fixes it before anyone notices. It just kind of skips right to the part where it missed. Oh, Sentinel takes a ton of shots, holy shit. Maybe it's just the burst rifle, not the Sentinel though. Unfortunately, we don't have any mobility tools, so we kind of have to just do this the traditional way. I like how we transitioned all the way from, like, Halo Infinite to fighting game rollback netcode again. Please save Titanfall connected, I agree. Titanfall does need to be saved. The shit that's going on with Titanfall is kind of horrible, honestly. The fact that Respawn haven't done anything yet is kind of baffling, honestly. And if you're not aware about what's going on, Titanfall is getting DDoSed constantly. So, like, the servers are never working. They're like, the game is basically put offline permanently. And if not permanently, then it's only up for like 2 hours before it gets DDoSed again. But and 343, no, not 343, Jesus. Respawn Entertainment aren't doing anything about it. They are just, they don't care. They're just like, whatever. Dead game anyway. Meanwhile, people are, like, actually trying to play the game. And people can. Considering the game is still for sale on Steam, the fact that it's getting DDoSed and people can't play the multiplayer is almost just like a scam. they're selling a non-functional game. I mean, yeah, you kind of have single player, I suppose. You do still have single player, but, you know, the fact that the multiplayer is just not playable. Did I actually... Oh, shit. I thought I had an extra slot. Well, we lost our big weapon, but oh well. We can just save this one. That's fine. Well, the marksman rifle kind of stinky, though. I think the marksman rifle is one of those guns that needs to be babed to be really good. I've been playing a lot of observation duty recently, mostly on Discord screen share with like Mistake and a few other people on the server who wanted to join in. If you don't know what that game is, it's a Spot the Difference, but with a horror theme. And man, the first two games are really fun. I'm surprised they're as fun as they are. I'm really excited that the developers are making a fourth game. Oh, it's this track. It's a great concept. I'm on observation duty. It's a fantastic concept done, like, actually really competently well. But is really ripe for expansion. Like, it really could go a hell of a lot further. I'm actually surprised that developers haven't really, or other indie developers haven't tried doing more stuff like, Welcome to the Game. You'd think with such a successful concept, a successful horror concept even, that more developers would be trying to make something like that, but apparently not. I guess it's because doing like a Welcome to the game is actually like really difficult. You know, it actually takes a ton of work, a ton of effort, a ton of development, a lot of game planning, a lot of game design, you know. And why do that when you can just shove out fucking Slenderman the 8 pages for the 40th time, you know? And I'm being rude, but I'm half joking. Making games is hard. I've tried making games at some point. I have like a very minimal amount of coding experience. And it is just, yeah, it's difficult. Doing like all different creative faculties at the same time is just really hard, you know, like art, direction, game design, etc. It's just not easy. Since game development is just the culmination of like every other art. If you know what I mean. It requires like direction, art design, etc. It just takes every other form of creative outlet and just puts it into one big mess. Damn, those Drudge birthday parties though. I am actually aiming to, you've heard this like before, I know. I said it at the start of the year, and I'm gonna keep saying it until it happens, but I am aiming to upgrade my PC at some point very soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Luckily, I just got like a big influx of money, so it might happen sooner than I expect. But then again, I'm also wondering what to do then. Because, you know, if I'm getting my PC upgraded, and I usually give it to someone else, I usually give my PC to the guy who built this PC. It wasn't me, I didn't build it. But, you know, I'm gonna have to give the PC back to them, and since they're like an actual engineer per se, they're like an actual PC builder, an IT guy, they usually keep the PC for like 2 weeks for testing and stuff like that. You know, they'll keep it running constantly for 2 days. Go through a bunch of rigorous testing that does take time more than it takes effort. So I would end up being without my PC for, at the very least, 2 weeks. And I'm wondering what to do for that. Like, if I don't have my PC for 2 weeks, that means I can't stream for 2 weeks, you know? I mean, I could, like, I've been thinking, what if I just buy, like, a laptop? Like a decently powerful laptop. Doesn't need to run VR, but it can run, like, a ton of other things. But I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to spend that much money. I don't want to buy a laptop just so I have something to use while I don't have a PC. Because I'm never going to use that. You know? It seems kind of like such a waste of money. Maybe I could buy like a Steam Deck or something. I don't know. I have been tempted. I have actually paid for a pre-order for the Steam Deck. I have actually reserved a pre-order. Mainly because it didn't cost very much. I'm actually glad that Steam did a, you have to pay to reserve a Stream Deck. You can't just say, hey, I want one, and then, like, Valve was like, first come, first serve, nerds. No, that you actually, they make you pay. They make you pay, like, a down payment in order to reserve a Steam Deck, which I think is good. Very good. I think that's good. So I thought, you know what, fine. It's only $4. It's not even that big of a price. It's just $4. You have to pay $4 to get a, as a down payment. And I thought, you know what, even if I'm not going to buy a Steam Deck, when it, you know, when the time comes where pre-orders open and they're like, hey, we want your money, do you want a Steam Deck? Even if that time comes around and I'm like, I don't really want a Steam Deck anymore. Spending £4 for a down pay for a reserve is not that bad. That's £4 wasted. $4. And I don't mind paying that, just in case I do want one when the time comes, because I don't want one right now. I would say that right now I'm kind of like, not really. I have a PC, so I don't really need a Steam Deck. Even though it would be really nice to have one. I think the convenience of having something that can play all my PC games is really good. Like, I would love to be able to play Guilty Gear Strive, like, on the bus. Like, oh my god. Even though I don't really leave the house all that much, and I don't really go anywhere near that much, just the fact that I could do that is enough of a warrant for me to be like, I kind of want a Steam Deck. It's kind of like part of the reasons why I bought a Switch. Even though I mainly use a Switch as an indoor console, I'm not really the outdoor type in terms of, like, taking the Switch everywhere. I'll take it when I'm going somewhere, like, that's going to take an entire day. But if it's just, like, going outside, just to the shops or to a restaurant, I'll just be like, whatever. I'm not going to use it, and if I am going to use it, it's only going to be for 5 minutes, which I could just spend on my phone anyway. But, you know, if I'm on a bus ride and I have to, or a train ride, I'll take it with me and be like, alright, let's just play, like, 2 hours of Breath of the Wild or something. 2 hours of Monster Hunter. And I thought it was worth it. And I still think it's worth it. It's not like I suddenly don't think it is worth it anymore, because it's been worth it. There was a time I had to be on a train, or I had to go on a train all the way to Edinburgh. And honestly, the Switch was really nice because it kept my nerves nice and calm. Because I was going to meet someone that I knew online. And, you know, kind of a nervous experience. You don't know what's going to happen, you don't know how you're going to react. So I was like, alright, I'll just play on my Switch for a whole bunch on the train. And I did that, and, you know, gave me something to do. Nice convenient thing to have. I didn't actually get the inventory upgrade, I forgot about it. This game is just full autopilot right now. See, I don't know, there might be a period where I'm going to be like, hey, I can't stream for 2 weeks. And I hope it's not like an important time. I'll have to maybe plan around it-ish. I have been thinking, since I've actually started up a proper series now, take it, hold it, mod it. Do these use the same ammo? Yeah, then I may as well just use this. Shame. Yeah, since I've started up a proper series now with Take It, Hold It, Mod It, which went really well, by the way. I'm so happy that people really enjoyed Take It, Hold It, Mod It. I got a bunch of sweet comments from people and a bunch of supportive comments. There's one especially sweet comment on the last episode, which is really nice. Really warming. So I'm really glad that people actually really enjoyed that series. And I'm thinking, since I, started that up, what I could do is when I get my PC upgrade, that's when I could do the second season, or maybe even the third season, depending on when it happens. I'll record the episodes before my PC gets upgraded, or goes to get upgraded. And then I could post them whenever I can't stream, Are you fucking joking? I just got this thing. I mean, I guess I will upgrade the pistol, because, what else do I have to do? The heavier pistol. The heavier pistol? I forgot we also have the BFG. I haven't been using it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking in doing. Whenever my PC's about to get upgraded, I'll just record the next season of Take It, Hold It, Mod It, and post it over the week that I'm away. Since it'll give people something to watch, and I won't just be completely gone, doing nothing. Boom. God, I love the, Honestly, I just love babe weapons in general. They're such a nice, concept. It's really weird how I myself suggested, if you come across a Meat Fortress map, and maybe run the Meat Fortress Osik if there's one. I don't think there's one just yet. Because Anton is fleshing out the Meat Fortress class kits before doing a take and hold character for them. But he said he did want to do a take and hold character for Meat Fortress. And he's actually getting kind of really close, I think. He said there was 2 things left. Was it the sniper and someone else? The sniper and the pyro, maybe? Those are the 2 classes he has left to flesh out. So we'll probably see a take and hold Meat Fortress character soon, which I could definitely do a series on. GL not that good. It's explosive. It is a shame that's all I really have to say is like, yeah, it's explosive. That's why it sucks. GL, more like get fucked. Pretty much. Die, please. Thank you. Yeet. What was it talking about? PC stuff, yeah. I think it'll happen relatively soon. The prices for all the like the CPUs and GPUs and stuff, like they've kind of dipped down recently. Stop being so inflated. So, this is kind of the perfect time to consider doing a PC upgrade. But then again, I'm also like, I think it's going to be more expensive than I think it is. Because again, I'm going to have to replace almost every single part. Luckily, the part that I'm not going to replace in my PC is the part that's the most expensive, which is the GPU. The GPU is always like at least like 30% of the cost when it comes to a PC. Sometimes even 50, sometimes even 60%. It's you'd be shocked at how expensive GPUs are. So luckily I can do that where I can just use my old GPU. Or I guess my current GPU, not old GPU. Ammo box, let's go! Silence pit, wow. Honestly, not sure if I'd rather have this or an explosive. Kinda tough. Definitely a difficult choice. Dude, the Monster Hunter Rise expansion. Oh. I am hogged the hell out for that. I am so excited for the Monster Hunter Rise expansion. Monster Hunter Rise by itself right now is just such a damn good game. I'm kind of sad that Monster Hunter Rise's DLC cycle was so short. You know, they added in, what's it called? Who did they add in post-launch? Some Apex monsters, and then like Valstrax, Teostra, Kushala, and who else was it? There was another one. Teostra, Kushala. Oh, Chameleos. That's it. I mean, to be fair, they did add quite a lot of new monsters in post-launch, but I'm so sad that it was kind of short-lived. Where, after Valstrax, they were just like, whatever. Did a similar thing happen with World? Where I thought that World had more monsters post-launch, where, you know, it came with a couple dozen. You know, it got like, Ancient Lashin, Behemoth, Devilho, Lunastra, and they all came like 2 months apart from each other over the course of the rest of the year. But yeah, I thought the Monster Hunter World had a longer DLC cycle than Rise did. Then there was stuff added in Iceborn and post-launch of that, yeah. So I'm sad that Monster Hunter Rise's DLC cycle ended early, by the looks of it. Or ended shorter than I wished. I wish they were still adding more monsters. You know, like there was like new monsters coming every 2 months, or just one new monster every 2 months or something. 3 months even. Give me a reason to go back and grind the game again until you know, keep me satiated until the expansion. But they don't have to. I'm not saying that as I'm like a greedy, like spoiled consumer. I'm just happy that an expansion is happening in general. Granted, it was going to happen. There's no. Did I not activate the Shrine of the Summit? I guess not. Weird. Yeah, I did activate it there. Okay. Just making sure. But I'm so excited for that expansion. I hope, like Monster Hunter World Iceborn, it like doubles the content of the game. Because Monster Hunter World Iceborn was huge. Like seriously, it's hard to understate, or it's hard to overstate. Understate, overstate? Or it's hard to overstate, I guess, maybe is the right term for that, just how much content that Monster Hunter World Iceborn added to the base game. So if you don't know, when me and Lupin and Speedy, we did our Monster Hunter World series, we actually stopped doing World at part 30. So we did 30 streams, and we were like, okay, we're done with World. You know, we've done everything we can with World. There's nothing else for us to do. Let's move on to Iceborn. And we moved on to Iceborn, and Iceborn took us literally like another 70 streams. Yeah, 70 parts of Iceborn. More than double what Monster Hunter World offered us. Granted, like, to be fair, we were playing Monster Hunter World Iceborn while it was still getting DLC, so we did still have stuff to grind for. Like, you know, typically speaking, in Monster Hunter World, we didn't have much to grind for because we knew that all of our gear was going to be obsolete because of Iceborn. You know, we would move on to Iceborn, and there's no point in grinding World because we're just going to get better gear instantly. You completely stopped playing World again yourself ages ago. It was fun when it came back to Iceborn, but you really struggled and kind of got lost interest and you had zero idea what to get. I always had a goal when I was playing Iceborn. I always had something I wanted to do. And even then, like, I still kind of just wanted to play the game for fun. Like, fighting Safi Jiva, fighting Alatreon, fighting Fatalis, like, Raging Brachydios, a bunch of the other monsters that they introduced in Iceborn, they're so much fun. I like just fighting them. Not to get materials or anything, not to grind for equipment, not to do any of that, just go in and fight them. You know, Monster Hunter World made me happy to grind, Monster Hunter World Iceborn made me happy to play. I was just happy to be there. It's one of the few games where I've played it and I've been like, I just want to play it. I don't, not for any particular motive. No progression, just, I want to play it. I mean, what also does help is that, you know, at some point you're probably going to need those materials anyway, you know? Fighting Volcana 40 times, even if you don't need the materials now, you might need them later on. So, you know, you still have an excuse anyway with Monster Hunter. Yeah, I just love how much Iceborn added to the game. So much content was added there, so much replayability, so many fun, engaging monsters, and I want to experience that again. I just want to, like, with Monster Hunter Rise, I just want to experience that same feeling I had with Iceborn, where, you know, you just boot into the game and there's a ton of content. There is so many fun monsters, so much stuff to grind for, like an expanded endgame, something replayable, like the Guiding Lands. Really, how some of the monster encounters were done the first time around, how stupid fast the reactions were with them. Yeah, you needed quite fast reactions with a lot of the monsters in Iceborn, which for me was fine because, you know, I play a lot of fighting games. I play a lot of really fast reaction games, Twitch games. So, like, my reaction time is pretty up there. So I didn't mind that personally, and I usually, like, approach those, like, if a monster is really challenging for me in Iceborn or any Monster Hunter, I don't really get frustrated. I more get, like, more motivated to beat it. Like, I really want to beat that monster. Your reactions are dog shit. Yeah, a lot of monsters late on in Iceborn do require, like, really fast reactions. I think having a shit reaction time is fine. Like, you can have a shit reaction time provided you have a good, or you're consistent with your response to it. For example, you know, let's use a Monster Hunter example since we're talking about Monster Hunter. You know Fatalis's big, like, massive cone flame breath thing, where he, like, gets down on all fours and he just, like, opens his mouth full wide and, like, blasts out a hole, like that thing that will basically instantly kill you if you're standing in front of him. If he does that move, for example, it doesn't matter what your reaction times are. Like, if you're like a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, even if you're just like really, really slow, as long as you have the right response, usually you'll still be fine. And I know this from experience from playing fighting games because if your reaction times aren't on point, that doesn't matter as much as what your response is. You know, if you know a grab is coming in a fighting game, or you think a grab is coming in a fighting game, then doesn't matter how fast your reaction times are if you don't have the right response to it, if you don't jump it. But if you ingrain, if you ingrain into your brain, if you muscle memory it in, and go like, if I see this, I have to jump. You know, go into training mode a whole bunch, have the bot do that move a whole bunch that's catching you, like the grab. And if you have the bot do that, and you just get it ingrained in your mind that you have to do X reaction to it, then it doesn't matter how slow your reaction time is, because you should have the right response. You know, you should just do it automatically. You should just like immediately kind of like, oh, and then you've done it. And that's typically how it's worked for me. And in doing so, my reaction time just go better in general as well. My You're Not That Were So Bad because I watched you fight Fatalis and the one before it. You had 0-1 to fight any of them. What was basically a slog for me to get through Iceborn. No way you were doing that. Yeah, a lot of the Iceborn monsters were really difficult. For me, I was looking for like a proper challenge, and I'm glad that we got it with Fatalis. You know, I'm always looking for that monster that is so difficult that it takes me and Biffin several days to finish, you know? It took us like a whole week to beat Fatalis. It took us longer than a week to beat Behemoth. It took us like a month to beat Alatreon. Granted, that was on and off time. We weren't just like constantly grinding him every single day for a month. But you know what I mean. From the moment we were making attempts to the moment we beat him, it did take us like a month. And you know, and that is what I'm looking for a lot of the time. A lot of the time I am like, hey, I kind of want a monster that will last me that long. That will offer me a proper challenge. Because I don't see it as more like frustration or like, oh, I gotta beat it because I want the gear. It's more or less like the game is posing a challenge to me. And I'm like, I'm gonna beat that challenge. You know? It's like, you want me to beat this? You want me to kill this monster? Sure, I'll do that. I'll show you I can do that. Hey, Yoj Sap, sorry. It's just not the same having like a big overarching goal. When's the next update? I don't actually know when the next update is for this game. It's I would have said like a few months, like 2 months, but then again the developer has also kind of delayed that update, and they're saying they're going to do more with the Sticks and Stones update before moving on. So I'm not too sure. I mean, but it should be soon. I would say like 2 months. I think I would still say that the next update's coming maybe like a month, 2 months, probably. Give or take. You've improved with what I currently play, and my gamer rate has gone down significantly. Now it's just how long it can keep my attention. I still really do love Monster Hunter World. It's such a grand game, special game. I almost don't want to get into it again because I know I'm going to spend like another 400 hours in it. But then again, I've also beaten pretty much everything. You know, I've done everything that can be done in that game. So I don't really have a proper incentive to go back, per se. Aside from, you know, if I wanted to just have fun and play it. But in which case I would go and play like Rise or something. Because Rise is really nice as well, and I'm probably going to make use of all the extra materials a lot better in Rise. I am worried for, because the PC That occasionally happens. I forgot about that. I am a little bit worried that the PC version of Monster Hunter Rise is gonna kind of suck. And I don't mean like it's gonna be bad. I mean like it's gonna suck to go through again. Because, you know, I've already gone through the entirety of Monster Hunter Rise and spent like 150 hours grinding in that game. So it's gonna be a little jarring or a little off feeling, a little cheesy that I'm gonna have to play through the entire game again. You know, the entire base game again, go through the entire story mode, go through the entire grinding aspect, grind all the monsters we fought previously, etc. I'm worried we're gonna have to do that, which I think is understandable. I think it's gonna have to happen anyway. We're gonna have to play through again. Mainly because, and you may think, oh well, why don't you just play the console version instead? Why don't you just play the Switch version? And I would go like, yeah, but also I would also like the bump in frame rate and loading times. You know, play the game at 1440p at 60 FPS. I've actually never had a game that I've wanted to play both on console and on PC, because I know that I'm also going to want to play Rise on console as well, even after the expansion drops, because I'm probably going to play it on like the bus or something. Rayman. I don't think Rayman really counts that much. More like an in-progress game, a game that has like a ton of progress, a ton of grinding, like Destiny or something. We have to fight Clyde, Hank, Daryl, and Clyde. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried. I'm worried about my time, because it's gonna slightly suck. You're like, yeah, the portability is nice and all, but I'd like to have my significantly better performance. Yeah. You know, I want to, if I could, I would absolutely 100% cross-save. I know that Nintendo aren't going to allow that. Nintendo are not the company that's like, hey, actually no, this isn't true. It's more like, Sony that don't like that. So you never know. This uses different ammo. Okay, so the battle rifle uses different ammo. Nice. That means we can keep it. So our games are again cross-save with PlayStation. I know it's not gonna happen. I really hope. I'm like putting my fingers behind my back and I'm crossing my fingers for it. I'm really hoping I would absolutely kill for Monster Hunter Rise to have cross-save compatibility. I would absolutely kill for that. I would absolutely, like, I would pay for that. I would be like, hey, you have to pay £10 to get your save across? I'm like, absolutely, I'll pay that. Because I know it sounds like I don't want to play the game more than I already have, but it's like, I don't want to do the grinding again. I'm satisfied with the grinding I did, and I don't want to just have to do it all over again. That would be a significant request when it comes out on PC. Yeah. I mean, it's going to get requested a lot, either way. I'm the same with that. Yeah, I really hope. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen, but I really hope that cross-save compatibility comes to Monster Hunter Rise. Even if it's just like again, the ideal situation would be it's cross-save compatible and it like you can swap between them freely, as in, you know, you make progress on PC, that progress carries over to the Switch version, and vice versa. You know, you just play the game on any of the two systems and you get progress. That would be the ideal. But even if it was just like, hey, we can give you cross-save, but it will only cross save what you currently have on Switch and nothing else, and you can't transfer back, I would be like, sure, I'll deal with that. Even that I would deal with, because I don't know, it would just be really worth it. Worth it for the performance boost. But again, the ideal would be that any progress you make on any of the two platforms will carry over. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm maybe 90% confident that's not going to happen. But I have hope. It's like a wishbone. What is it, like pie in the sky? That's it. It's like a pie in the sky request. Like, can you please do this? And if you do that, I'll be happy for life. Man, that would be excellent. Are there any games on Switch that have cross-compatibility or save compatibility? I know Fortnite has cross-play, but does Fortnite have cross-progression? It does, doesn't it? I think there are a lot of games that have cross-progression on Switch. So it's not like it's like out of the ordinary. I guess it really just depends on if Nintendo gives the Monster Hunter team the go-ahead, where they're like, yeah, we're fine with that. Then again, maybe the developers of Monster Hunter might just not be interested. Who knows? Maybe Nintendo's all up for it, but it's the Monster Hunter developers which are like, nah. You heard that Epic gotten even more screwed with their shit with Apple? Even more screwed? I have heard that they got screwed, but even more screwed? I heard that they lost the lawsuit. Is the orange door get to? We are getting to the orange door. We're getting there. Hey, Corgi. No side is a winner. Yeah, Apple got fucked, where they have to make it so, yeah, Apple got fucked, but, Epic Games were still breaking terms of service. It's like a win-win situation for the public. Apple got completely screwed because now they have to lose out on billions of dollars. And Epic got screwed because they lost a lawsuit. Perfection. That's a TF2 victory moment right there. Wow, that didn't launch me through the wall? Epic. Hooray for anti-capitalism. Fuck capitalism. Unless it benefits me. Says every politician. Politics, am I right? Man, what an interesting topic. Why gun on fire? Gun shouldn't be on fire. Orange door, yeah, we got the orange door. Epic have to pay 30% of the millions they made during time to Apple, but Apple have to change the rules. They have to allow third-party ways for microtransactions. But Fortnite is still banned. I forgot about that. Fortnite's still being banned on the iOS. Dude, fucking ace. Everything is going according to plan. Everything is going perfect. Yo? Oh, don't make me. Don't tempt me, dude. No, I won't buy it. I won't buy it. Which could take up to 5 years. Recently, Apple will keep Fortnite banned until all court appeals are exhausted. Let's go. Damn, dude. Capitalism be bumping. Win-win for everyone but Epic and Apple. Which is still a win-win for everyone. Let's go. It's a trap. You know, they've been teasing a new Star Wars game. Not teasing, but they've been putting out trailers for a new Star Wars game that's coming out this year or next year, called like Star Wars Hunters or something. But they haven't shown gameplay and they haven't told us what the fuck it's about for like a year. It's really weird. Like, I still don't know what the game is. Speaking of Star Wars, if you haven't seen Star Wars Visions yet, Star Wars Hunters, yeah, like Starfield. Yeah, speaking of Star Wars, if you haven't seen Star Wars Visions, oh, I encourage you to go watch it. Star Wars Visions is incredible. Like, actually fucking 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. It is unbelievable. Almost, so if you don't know what Star Wars Visions is, Star Wars Visions is, they basically gave a bunch of Japanese developers the ability to create a piece of Star Wars media. Like, they were like, not developers, a bunch of Japanese animators, like Trigger. It's a mobile game that's got Switch exclusivity for consoles. Oh, well, I mean, mobile games, so yikes. But yeah, Star Wars Visions is effectively just a whole bunch of Japanese animators like Trigger and I can't remember who else was doing animations for it. I know a bunch of really noteworthy companies. Biggest complaint is they're too bloody short. Honestly, I don't even really think that's a complaint. Because I think most of them are just about the perfect length, in my opinion. But they're, but they're all primed for like more, I think. Like they could all really be expanded upon, which is really nice. There's only one of the Star Wars Visions episodes that really didn't really kind of settle with me that well. And ironically, it was the Trigger one. Like, out of all the episodes out of Star Wars Visions, I didn't think that the Trigger one was going to be the one that I was like, yeah, that one's the worst out of the bunch. Mainly the first Trigger one, the one that's in the art style of Kill la Kill and Promare. There is more coming. Yeah, I know. There's a second season coming. Wow. Lots of messages on Discord. Star Wars is the most overrated franchise of all time. I'm inclined to agree, but I don't think overrated is a good term. I hate using overrated, because that's like layman's way of saying I don't like X thing. It's like the worst, I don't need to explain why X thing is bad. You know, everyone uses it when, like, wow, Destiny's so overrated. Wow, fucking X is so overrated. And, like, they never reiterate or whatever. Not saying that's not what you're doing, but... Or not saying that's what you're doing, but... That's why I've never liked using overrated, because it's always felt like an excuse term. It's generally good, but so many people treat it as godly. Yeah. No. Yeah. I just don't like overrated as a term. We just kind of throw it around willy-nilly. Kamikaze Duga, Studio Colorado, Trigger, Cinema, Citrus, Production IG, Science, Saru, and Geno. Seriously though, like, out of all the companies who made Star Wars Visions animations, I would say the Trigger, like, the first Trigger one was the one that was the least good. Because the first Trigger one, I'm not going to spoil it because it's new and it's fresh. It's like the most generic and the most like ridiculous. You know, the most just out of, like, just doesn't explain anything. Which is fine for Trigger, that's what Trigger does. But it felt especially jarring in amongst a bunch of other incredibly excellent animations. Like, how so? Well, the first Trigger episode, I think it's episode 3 of Star Wars Visions, it takes so many liberties with the franchise, a lot of which I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like that. I love Trigger. I absolutely adore Trigger. They made like one of my favorite movies of all time and like my favorite show of all time. I like that they take things super ridiculously. But in the context of Star Wars, I was like, I don't know. It doesn't really interest me nearly as much. I don't think Star Wars works ironically enough, I don't think Star Wars works nearly as well with like super duper ridiculousness compared to a lot of other franchises. Like, it's fine when Trigger do it with their own stuff, like they just kind of come up with their own stuff. But when it comes to like an existing franchise like Star Wars, suddenly going super duper ridiculous and like silly with it doesn't really gel as well for me, personally. Obviously, it's still animated absolutely freaking gorgeously. All of them are gorgeously animated. It's kind of hard to say which of the Star Wars Visions episodes is the most beautiful, because they are all astonishingly gorgeous. Like, it's really hard to say just how gorgeous they are, because they're all just fucking unbelievable. It's so weird because a lot of them do this really old anime art style, you know, like the kind of like really staticky, kind of compressed anime style from like the 80s, but it's so crisp. I can't believe how crisp it is. It's all clean and like beautiful and gorgeous. Normally you notice some, like, even like a little bit of compression or a little bit of like resizing in a lot of anime stuff. Like, even in something like Promare, there were a few transitions in Promare that you could see buildings being warped and like the compression was kind of kicking in. But none of that, I know that's a very specific complaint or a very specific thing to mention, but it just really baffled me how clean Visions was. So seriously, if you're not a fan of Star Wars, that's fine. I mean, I don't think Visions is going to change your mind. But I think if you're on the fence of Star Wars, I think Visions is well worth it. Visions is fucking excellent. I think it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. And it's not even a coherent show. It's just a bunch of like 15-minute animated fan films. Or if you like anime. Yeah. I'm mostly speedrunning this level, by the way, because it runs like garbage. So... there was, I don't know. It's probably my favorite episode. So let me tell you my favorite episodes of Star Wars Visions, because I want to talk about them. Episode 8 was definitely up there as one of the best. So, I was actually going to mention that one. There's probably there's two episodes in particular that I think are phenomenal. Like, I think are 10 out of 10s. One is episode 8, the Hoth episode, the furry episode. That episode is like emotionally gorgeous. It gives me chills thinking about it. That episode. It is insane, that episode. It is so good. And the I think it's probably my favorite. If you were to ask me what my favorite episode was, I would tell you that one. It's a 10 out of 10. Probably my second favorite episode is it's hard to describe. It's the one with the person with the mask. The female with the blue mask. I forgot what it's called, but it's the one where like there's this family putting their daughter into or selling their daughter to pirates. That episode. The half mask thing. Yeah, like the face guard. Episode 4. Yeah, I think that's 4. That's probably my second favorite episode in Visions. It is also fucking incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it's jaw-droppingly gorgeous as well. Honorable mentions go to the first episode, the black and white episode, because, oh my god, that's awesome. The art style in the first episode is so awesome. That and, like, the story they tell. Such from episode 3, they would all really work in Star Wars, yeah. I honestly, I consider, like, every single episode canon. Like, I don't care. I think they're all canon, except for, like, episode 3, which is just doing trigger stuff. Lightsabers in 1, Jesus Christ. Dude, oh. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to spoil it here. I'm trying to be very, like, vague about it. But you should know the moment I mean. The moment in episode 1 where the good guy pulls out his lightsaber. Dude, that moment, more than like that episode is, or that moment is incredible because of like the shock. Like the shock I felt when he pulled out his, or he or they, when they pulled out their lightsaber. I was like, oh my god, that's fucking incredible. I really love how, yeah. I said he, but I'm trying to be vague, so I tried to reword it today, but it doesn't work. It's the first episode, it's fine. I can kind of say less vague stuff about it. You throw money at Disney? I mean, you could watch it via dubious means. You could. It's possible to watch it via dubious means. I'm not saying you should. I'm not endorsing it. But I'm saying it is something that can be done. You know, you can watch it another way. Of course. But either way, I do really encourage it. Almost every episode is banger after banger after banger. And I love the stories they tell as well. You know, Star Wars has been, I would say the worst part about Star Wars has always been the stories they tell are just so by the book, so generic, so, like, easily predictable, so, like, good guy beats bad guy. Like, fucking, who cares? There were moments in the last few you didn't see coming. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, I think. In the last episode, the last episode ends... I didn't expect it that way. I didn't expect the last episode to go that way. I was shocked as well. And, like, I was shocked at a lot of the episodes. Because they all... Well, not the last specifically. Most of them, I just really like how non-traditional they are. It really does feel like a bunch of Japanese companies who really liked Star Wars. Like, they really loved it. But they created their own original stories. and they're also good. They don't follow the books. They don't follow the structure of Star Wars at all. It's not like a good guy versus bad guy. It's not like red lightsaber versus blue lightsaber. You know, it's not like the by the books plot progression. They all do something almost all of them just do something so unexpected, so not traditional, and they feel so fresh because of it. They feel so incredible. It feels like actual stories that happened in that universe. And again, especially like episode 8 and episode 4. Episode 8 and episode 4 are incredible. I absolutely fucking love them. Episode 5. What episode was episode 5 again? I'm gonna quickly look. I'm just looking right now. I know that one, yeah. I know that one. The one with the Sabersmith. Yeah, I don't know. I heavily encourage it. More so than something like, what's it called? Even I typically say, hey, you should probably watch Mandalorian, because Mandalorian is really, really good. But even then, like, if you don't like Star Wars, Mandalorian probably isn't going to hit you. But I think Visions, like, I recommend that more than Mandalorian 5 bajillion times more. It is that good. I just can't believe that they managed to tell such powerful stories. Such incredible, engrossing stories in the span of 12 to 20 minutes. You know, 1 and 5 are based off some point or long after even the sequel trilogy? I figured that 1 was based after that. I actually noticed that, and because in 1, the Stormtrooper helmets are First Order helmets. And I figured that 5 was after as well. Man, honestly, I could probably just, it's in the mix of the Empire and First Order. But I could just gush about episode 8 and 4 and like the rest of the series for like all day. They're so damn good. Not even talking about episode 9 or episode 5. Not even talking about those, which are all just also fucking incredible. Hello, Revolver. Nice to see you here. I really do love how, even though it was Star Wars, they still kept with the Japanese values and customs. Yeah, it was very Japanese. I was glad to see that it was very, very Japanese. It felt, oddly enough, it felt like a lot more at home with Star Wars. You know? Because Star Wars is already quite inspired by Japanese, or by Japanese culture. So, having actual Japanese companies do Star Wars, it was like, it felt like it should have belonged there. I think I would say this. I feel like Star Wars Visions, like they gave a bunch of Japanese companies the ability to do that. I think they did a 5 bajillion times better job than anything that the actual owners came up with in the past, like, decade. Like, even a movie I really like, The Force Awakens, get that shit out of there. Give those Japanese creators more leeway. Give them more stuff to work with. Let them make series. I just can't deny how incredible Visions was. Or even, like, not was, but is, because, you know, it still is. Maybe I might be overhyping it now. Maybe people are gonna be like, oh my god, it must be fucking, like, ascension worthy. And I think they're really good. And I have been gushing about it for the past 30 minutes. So, I guess if you're not on board already, you're probably not going to ever be on board. which is fine. Again, Star Wars isn't for everyone. Maybe it's called Vision because it's visions of what Star Wars could be. Yeah, honestly, you said that as like a jab, but I think it's probably true. You have to admit the premise of 3 was interesting, even without the trigger being without trigger being trigger. Yeah, the premise of 3 was interesting, but very outlandish episode. It's their vision of Star Wars. I just want to see more of stuff from them. I really hope they give, for example, the creators of episode 4 and episodes 8. I really, really hope, and this is like wishing upon a star, I want them to give those studios the permission to make like a full series. Just go like, hey, you guys want to make a full series out of the episode you did? Like a full season? I really hope they do that. Or at the very least, I really hope they, let's see their stories spanned out, yeah. Because a lot of them are really excellent premises. I thought every episode was going to end up being like that, where, you know, it's like, hey, we're just going to make like the first episode, or we're going to pitch a story to you in a single episode. I thought a lot more of them were going to be like that, but no, most of them were just like open and closed shorts. You know, they had a problem, the problem got resolved, there wasn't much else to add to it. But some of them, a few of them in specific, did have cliffhangers, which I really want to see resolved. You know, they posed a question, they gave you something to think about. Again, wink wink, episode 8. I'm not sure if they would work as full series though. Maybe this is like, you know, what does the saying go? Where you just like do too much. Maybe it only works because it's a one-off. Maybe if you gave them a full series, it wouldn't be anywhere nearly as good. But you never know. Maybe they all lucked out and create like incredible stories that are better than anything else that Star Wars has made in the past 10 years by luck. But I doubt it. I think they're all just incredibly talented. I don't know. It's really nice to just have something super passion filled. Like you can tell that it just reeks of passion. Star Wars Visions, all the episodes, they all reek of absolute love and care. And it's so refreshing to feel that from what is supposed to be like a multi-million-dollar capitalistic franchise, you know? You did get around to watching Rise of Skywalker, not as bad as I thought it was, but it's definitely bad. The pacing was fucking awful, and some of the characters and stuff were just wasted again. Maybe Star Wars works better as short stories instead of massive plots lasting ages. Correct. I think you are correct. Because, in my opinion, Star Wars works as a world, which is what Visions excels at. Visions gives you insights into a bunch of different worlds, a bunch of different times, a bunch of different small stories, small little things that happen, small fractures of history. I think Star Wars works as a setting. I don't think Star Wars works as like fucking Anakin Skywalker shat his pants for the 44th time and now Master Yoda's really mad at him. Like, I don't think that works. But as a setting, as like the background to the story you want to tell, Star Wars is excellent. That's where it excels. That's just a backdrop. It's the environment. You know, none of this fucking... And even if you do include lightsabers, and even if you do include the Force, which a lot of Visions does do, even if you include all that, as long as, like, you use the setting in such a nice, organic way, it can really work. You're planning on kind of doing that with your story universe. I really think just having having Star Wars as a setting, as a world, as a universe, works a hell of a lot better than having this one, like, constantly, repeatedly done plot that you visit again and again and again. No one cares. I don't care what Anakin Skywalker is doing, or any of it, what his relatives are doing for the 4 billionth time. Show me what this random Trandoshan is doing on this backwater planet. Show me that. What is this random bounty hunter doing in the middle of, like, a droid planet, or etc.? Like, show me that instead. You're a huge lore nerd, and if I'm doing something with an established lore, which I have, you make it fit and not blow it out of proportion. We're getting this track a lot recently, goddamn. I'm noticing it a lot because, like, every time it appears, I suddenly lose track of everything I'm thinking about. I know it maybe sounds rude. I hope maybe the music creator, like, if by chance the music creator doesn't watch this video and they're like, oh my god, they're turning down my track every time. It's like, no, it's fine. The track is good. The track is really, really nice, but it's very loud and it's, like, distracting. And if I'm trying to speak a lot or trying to talk on topic, it kind of drones a bit, you know. Do I have to redeem the talk about something you love? I mean, honestly, if you wanted to redeem that, just because I basically did just talk about something I love, I feel like saying the same thing I said like 30 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. I don't know. I want to literally reiterate. You know what? If I'm going to talk about Star Wars Visions again, just like in the VOD or in the stream VOD or after the stream is over, if you're watching this on YouTube, just scroll back 30 minutes and you'll you know, if you scroll back 30 minutes, you're going to hear what I want to say again. You know? No, don't go in there. I'll soft lock my game. Make a video essay. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to keep talking about how good it is. I just love how passion-filled it was. Every single episode, it reeked of passion. Every single individual episode. And I know you're like, you already said that. I'm like, but I gotta say it again. I can't undersell just how much I loved it. I'm a very reiterate type of person. I'll say the same thing over and over again. But it's because I gotta, you know? It's in my DNA. I gotta tell you. But yeah, I want to hear something funny. I really hope that they give the Visions have made it into Wad's DNA. Yeah, TLDR, TL fucking DR. Just watch Visions. Just watch Star Wars Visions. You'll understand. Finn is getting more development in the LEGO Star Wars saga when it comes to the Rise of Skywalker portion than he got in the actual film. Really? Fucking hell. I don't know. Watching Visions has made me rethink how much I like the new generation movies. Like, I know it sounds weird, but after watching Visions and after watching Mandalorian, I think I can confidently bump an extra fucking number off of the rest of the Skywalker saga. Like, you know, like The Force Awakens, I would say Force Awakens is a 7 out of 10. But no, I'm like, Force Awakens is a 7. No, it's a 6. Last Jedi, it's a fucking 1. The Rise of Skywalker, it's a 5. Watching Visions has made me bump those movies down because they're just so not comparable. And you may think, oh well, you know, then treat them differently then. It's like, no. I'm done being nice to Star Wars. This might sound a bit rude, but I honestly don't think there's any Star Wars movie that I would call an 8. And I know you're thinking, but the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. So these made Star Wars feel small. I think by yeah, they've made Star Wars feel pretty small, I guess. A New Hope. It's like, but what about these movies? I'm like, I don't care. I mean, if you want my opinion on like my TLDR on the Star Wars movies, A New Hope is like a 4 or a 5. I don't think it's that good. It's good back from what, like, if you consider from when it released, yeah, sure, it's like a 9. But nowadays, I think it's like a 5. Empire Strikes Back, that's the one I think would get closest to an 8. It's like an 8 or a 7. It's probably an 8. Return of the Jedi is a 6. I don't know, like, everyone who's saying Return of the Jedi, like, slaps. Honestly, like, Return of the Jedi slaps my fucking ass cheeks, to be honest. I don't really like that movie. It is like 40% marketing for Ewoks. Sorry, 60%, my bad. Yeah, I don't think Return of the Jedi is that good. Episode 1, let's like a 1 or a 2. Maybe, no, I'll be a bit kinder. They did have the Darth Maul fight, I guess. It's a 3. Episode 2? Episode 2 is a 1. Episode 3 is a 7 or an 8. Episode 3 slaps. Mandalorian? It's a 9 or an 8. Visions? I mean, Visions is very clearly a 1 out of 10. Duh. Of course. I've been explaining over the past 40 minutes about why it's a 1 out of 10. Duh. Sorry, I missed the 0. 10. You want to watch Made in Abyss, Samurai Champloo, and Konosuba, but the licensing forgot my country. I also want to watch Made in Abyss, but I haven't committed to it yet. I know part of the twist, I think, which makes me sad because I've seen one scene from Made in Abyss, and unfortunately I think it's the best scene to watch from Made in Abyss. And I'm not going to spoil it, because it is a spoiler. It's like a really depressing scene. And that's the one thing I've seen of Made in Abyss, and I've been like, I really want to watch it, but like, I can't get around to it. It is a really depressing scene. Sorry for the jittery camera, that's what happens when you go on the wall sometimes. I mean, if you wanted some anime recommendations beyond that, there's like, I would recommend watching Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is really good. A little bit rough in the first 10 episodes, but after that, it's a bopper and a half. It is so fucking good in the second half. The last 14 episodes. I'm probably gonna watch that with Alex when next time Alex comes around. It's really good. There's also My Hero Academia, but I know you've heard that a lot already. I guarantee you've heard people recommend that. I still think it's good. I don't think the 4th and 5th seasons are that good. I haven't seen the 5th season, but from what I am seeing of the 5th season of MHA, it's looking kind of rough. You managed to go up until you watched AOT like a month ago without being spoiled. I haven't been spoiled on Attack on Titan either, but Attack on Titan is one of those shows I don't know. I am not interested in Attack on Titan. I don't know why. I don't have any specific aversion to it, but like I don't know. Whenever I think, oh, maybe I should watch it, I go like, nah. Probably just me being stubborn, to be honest. But yeah, MHA, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer. I know Demon Slayer is also really popular, but it's popular for a reason because it's good. Watch Demon Slayer, it's really good. It's another one of those shows that's a little bit rough in the first, like, 8 episodes, but after that, it slaps. Kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen. I think most people give shows and movies a little bit of leeway anyway. Like, you know, with movies, you give them the first 20 minutes. You're like, okay, you know what, the first 20 minutes can be kind of rough, but the rest of the movie can slap. With shows, you give the first, let's say, like, 5 episodes. You try watching Demon Slayer and got to episode 10 and was like, eh. And that's really sad because I think you were on the cusp of when Demon Slayer gets really fucking good. Like the Kyogai arc, the house arc is really good. Then the arc after that, the Spider Forest arc. Oh my god, the Spider Forest arc. Episode 19 of Demon Slayer. You go through 600 episodes of One Piece and was like, wait, this arc has 50 episodes left. What? I mean, I would strongly recommend continuing to watch Demon Slayer. I just keep going with it because it gets really damn good. Especially like episode 19 of Demon Slayer has one of the best scenes I've ever seen in my life. I think it has one of the best animated scenes of all time. It is insanely good. Like, I watched it with Speedy, and I really try not to overhype that scene, but I just can't handle it. And I go like, episode 19 is like unbelievable. You know, I tell them that, and like, you gotta wait. And when me and Speedy got there, Speedy was like, okay, I'm interested to see what this supposed unbelievable scene is. I'm not saying that as if they disliked the show so far. They really liked it, but they were like, I can't wait to see what this episode's going to be. And then after the episode is done, my god, Speedy was like, I'm right there with you. This is unbelievable. This is an incredible scene. Yeah. Demon Slayer, MHA, Jujutsu Kaisen, Panty and Stalking. Panty and Stalking isn't great, but it's fun. It's a fun show. There's also... I haven't seen it, but I know it's really good. Keep Your Hands Off Isaacen. What else is there? I've watched a lot more than this. I just don't remember. I mean, I would recommend Dragon Ball, but like... That's... I will put it this way. If Dragon Ball is not the Dude Bro series you think it is. If you think Dragon Ball is a Dude Bro series, like full of buff men screaming for 30 minutes, that's not Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is like 90%... Or maybe like 70% like character development and like interactions between characters and, you know, character growth and I will say, I personally think that the power scaling is not really a problem in Dragon Ball. Most people say it and they make jokes about it, but I think that it's exaggerated jokes. You think Attack on Titan has the greatest twist of anything you've ever seen? What is the greatest twist I've seen? I do not know. What else is there? It's annoying because I have watched a hell of a lot more than this. Man, that's hard. Panty and Stalking, Demon Slayer, MHA, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Ball. Kill la Kill. How could I forget Kill la Kill? Kill la Kill is like my second favorite. No, sorry, my first favorite show of all time. Duh. There's the twist in the Christmas Black Mirror episode. Ew. I want the sticky detonator to be good, but it's not good. Even when babed. We will end the stream soon, relatively speaking. But what else have I watched? I'm so dumb. I'm trying to look at like my manga collection to see if there's anything I haven't watched yet. Or I haven't recommended yet. I say manga collection as if I have a big collection, but I don't. It's mostly just My Hero Academia. This long, long series. Immediately that made me think the most about it after finishing it was the Christmas episode of Black Mirror. I think the media that's made me think about it the most after it finished, probably Kill la Kill, but secondary is maybe something like Metal Gear Solid 5? Because Metal Gear Solid 5 probably has the twist that surprised me. No, actually, Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill had the twist that surprised me the most. Sorry, the twists. All of them. All the twists. But, Metal Gear Solid 5 has a really good twist as well. You know, it's one of those twists that made me actually properly think about, like, personalities, morality, and, like, what makes a person and stuff. That really fucked me up for 2 days. Metal Gear Solid 5. Where I was like, dude, what are people, bruh? I am trying to think if there's anything else I've watched. Promare. I guess I could recommend Promare. Because it's not an anime, but it's an anime movie. It's made by Trigger. And it's insanely good. Actually, you know what? I think if you're vaguely interested in maybe getting into Dragon Ball, or if you just want to see a bit of Dragon Ball, I recommend watching the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, the most recent movie that came out. Because that movie is the best Dragon Ball. The best. And the best part about it is you don't really need any context to watch it. It's so good because most anime movies nowadays are like, you know, most anime movies, they try and give you the TLDR where they're like, this is the plot, this is what happened, big stuff happened, oh, look at me go, aren't I progressing? And I fucking hate that. I hate when movies do that. Especially like anime movies. I hate when they do that. Because the people who are coming in to watch your movie have either seen the series, or a 3-minute TLDR isn't going to give them the context they need. You know, it's like 90% of the people going in to see it, they'll have seen the series. The 10% that haven't seen it, just make a good movie. Make a good self-contained movie that fits within the series. Nico Robin from One Piece is your favorite spirit animal? I have seen Nico Robin. I do know who they are. But Dragon Ball Super Broly does the the context really well. Where what it does is it actually tells a prequel story. So what Dragon Ball Super Broly does is half of the movie is actually a prequel story, where it actually sets up the context for the fight that happens in the second half, and at the same time also sets up the context for, you know, Goku and Vegeta and stuff like that. It actually gives people who haven't seen Dragon Ball before some proper context, and it's really damn good because it's context that's also fresh to watch for people who have seen the series, because it's something that hasn't been done yet. Well, technically it had already been done, but it you know, they expanded it a lot more in the movie. Ton more. So it was something fresh for new people. No, for recurring people, longtime fans. It was something fresh for them, and for everyone who wasn't interested or hadn't seen Dragon Ball before, it gave them the context for the rest of the movie, for the second half, which is fucking genius. It's so well done. So yeah, if you're vaguely interested in Dragon Ball, I would recommend Dragon Ball Super Broly, even though it is the latest in the timeline. You know, it's the most recent stuff. It's a great starting point, regardless. There's a scene where she tries to rip off Frankie's balls using her devil fruit powers. Damn, she ripping off balls though? Another good anime movie is the Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train, because it starts with no recap at all. It is just like, hey, if you haven't seen the series, too bad. And I like that. I like the bluntness of it, where it's like, you know what? We're just going straight in. That, and also it's a great standalone story by itself as well. But it is a movie you maybe have to watch the series before you see. And I say maybe, but I do mean you have to watch the series before you see Mugen Train. I feel sorry, a little bit sorry for all the people who watched Mugen Train without seeing Demon Slayer, the series, beforehand. Because they probably went into that with zero context. You could get some food? Sure. We're gonna end the stream right here anyway, basically. That's fine. I'll probably have a lot more shows and stuff to recommend eventually. I keep forgetting we have this. It's just not that useful. Sadly. Damn, we were skating off to the side there. Alright, sir, it's time for your daily head cave-in. Thank you. I need to get some food as well. I'm hungry. Really hungry. I've been waking up awfully late lately, and I can't make anything because it's like 1 a.m. I guess it's kind of my house. I can do whatever I want, but you know. Alright. I'm actually surprised we didn't get laser wire or gravel hook or anything throughout this entire playthrough. Ow, my boob. I stabbed my boobie. Alright, well, let me just equip 10? Is that it? I can't believe I remembered that, wow. I'll get the thumbnail for this VOD. I think it's going to be the marksman rifle because we used that most of this run. Here you go, marksman rifle. Actually, no, have I already used the marksman rifle? Okay, if I've already used the marksman rifle, then this is embarrassing, but... You know. No, I think I've already used it. I can't use it in another thumbnail. Damn. Yeah, I've already used it. Well, that sucks. Oh, hang on. There we go. What else do we have? I guess the PDW maybe. SMG. No, I've already used the SMG as well, I think. Actually, no, maybe not. We also didn't get a melee weapon the entire time. Any other guns we could put in the thumbnail? Big Iron Punishment. I mean, guess maybe the Punishment distributing weapon, but its reload doesn't really have a lot of room to do stuff with. Better rifle? Maybe? Maybe the better rifle, I don't know. I didn't really use it all that much. Maybe a revolver, you never know. It's nice having a hand in there, actually. Yeah, okay, maybe the revolver. We'll see. We'll see. Aside from that, we shall be finished. Let's die. And we were subjected to the falling of the abyss. Alright, well, that was fun for a GTTOD stream. I always love playing this game. It's such good, like, podcast fodder, actually. It's really good for, just speaking, which is quite nice. It's good to just discuss, which is always fun. I like games like this where you can just kind of play them and just talk about stuff in the background and, you know, they don't take too much energy to play. Alright, I will see you later. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.